So apart from editing a contract or expiring a contract, we have one more interesting functionality available in the sourcing and contracts module, that is a copy contract functionality. So if you would click on that, you could use a contract with multiple line items, and you can change the vendor details in that particular contract, and provided both the vendors are providing the same line items, that is the same category of items. So in this case, let's say I have copied this contract for the vendor, created for the vendor Gupta and Gupta. So if I were to benefit from this contract and use the already added line items in this contract and map that contract to already existing sites in this contract, in this contract, as you can see, this contract has been mapped to multiple sites from in multiple locations, right? So we have Pune, Goa, we have Maharashtra, Aurangabad. So we have multiple multiple sites mapped in this contract, or we have mapped this contract to n number of sites, as you can see. So if you wanted to benefit from this, and if you wanted to use these already added line items, so as you can see, there are more than 50 line items in this contract. So let's say this was created for Gupta and Gupta. Now I could benefit from this contract. I could use this contract, change the vendor details in this contract, right? Let's say Ashok Brothers is one of those vendors, right? So let's say I would be reusing this contract and mapping this contract to these sites with the vendor code in the system created for Ashok Brothers. So I would change the vendor contact person details, and if I wanted to change the other details related to this contract, let's say the payment terms, if there is a variation in payment terms, I could change that. So basically, copying a contract is just like editing a contract. So I could make changes in all these details, select start and end date for this contract, right? Change the scope of work and other details, other documents, and match those documents, or upload the documents that are relevant to Ashok Brothers. So as you can see, there must be some documents. Okay, that is not loading. So there must be some documents already added for you would find or some documents already added for that were already added at the time of creation of this contract. That is again when this contract was being created for Gupta and Gupta. So you can change those documents here again, and once you are done making all the changes, you could click on update, and those details would get saved. And if you wanted to take away any of these already added line items, you could take away those line items. You could make changes in the price, you could make changes in the billing details, you could make changes in the contract details, contract rate details, right? Make changes in the tax, make changes in the HSN, and click on update to save those changes. So if you wanted to take away the line items, you could do that by clicking on delete, or else you can just make changes in the line item details, click on update to save those changes, and click on finish to simply send this contract for approval. And once approved, the site would be able to use this contract for creating PRs and PUs. So as you can see, this is the new contract code for that copied contract, and this has been mapped to n number of sites, as I showed you at the time of editing. and the status for all these contracts or this particular contract is in approval. So once approved, the site could begin creating PRs and POs using this contract reference. So that's how you would copy a contract. And if you wanted to extend this contract to some site, you could use clone option to clone this contract. So first of all, the contract has to be in approved status before you can clone a contract. So since this contract is in approval status, you cannot perform the clone function here. So let's find a contract and approved condition. Okay, this one is approved. So if I wanted to clone this contract to a site, so cloning is basically copying a contract or extending a contract without making any changes in that contract, right? So if I wanted to extend this contract to a particular site in Karnataka, let's say, so I could select the PC code, select multiple PC codes actually, and click on clone. So this contract would be cloned to other sites as well. So as you can see on the screen, the contract is not cloned as of now because this contract is already existing in those sites. So that's the reason it is saying that contract not clone. So this message usually pops at that time. So if the contract is already mapped to the site, the system doesn't clone the contract again to that site. So it would rather give you a prompt like this. So make sure you check the site's contract master before you would map a contract to any of the sites. So if a contract is already existing in that site, the system would map that contract to that site again. So that's for the demonstration purpose. I would try and map this contract to a Delhi site. So as you can see, this contract has been successfully cloned or extended to a site in Delhi.